After spending like 6 years in IDV, I think I can call myself a veteran now. And as a veteran, well, I live my life through the game that brings me so many things, from joy to tears, but most of the time, stress. That's right, mostly stress. How so, you ask? Well, once you're committed to the game, spend your time there day to day, you'll see that this game really gives you many things, mostly stress by the way, to the point that you think it's all normal, and you say to yourself, just another day in Identity 5. Like, it's a completely reasonable thing to say. Now, here in this video, I kinda wanna share to you what kind of things that makes it just another day in Identity 5, while for newcomers to the game, these things may be quite strange or shocking. Think of it as someone who watched too many zombie movies that they don't care anymore if zombies exist in real life. Because for them, well, it's just another Monday. Concerning, but normal. This is all based on my experience, but I bet many of you also witnessed or experienced this kind of things too. For you veterans out there, I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. For newcomers, well, welcome to the chaos. Anyway, let's dive in. So we're gonna start this whole argument with one simple question. Is IDV hunter-sided or survivor-sided? Since this kind of discussion has been going on ever since the game was born. Like, this debate might even be older than some of the players at this point. Let me share my experience. When I first played the game, I got caught by that one Mary opening a locker with me inside it, and I suddenly thought that the game was hunter-sided, because how can a hunter know I am hiding inside the locker? Do the hunters have satellites? Then I tried switching to be Mary, and suddenly those people in Duo Hunters went full-on gangster mode, shooting me as if I'm target practice.
Okay, another one.
At that moment, I thought, this game is clearly survivor-sided. But wait, didn't I just say that the game is hunter-sided? Well, the thing is, if you ask a survivor main after they get 4-man wiped at 5 ciphers, they will look you dead in the eye and say, hunter-sided, absolutely broken. But ask a hunter main right after getting pallet stunned for the 7th time in one night, and suddenly the game is clearly survivor-sided and completely unbalanced. Based on these, we can conclude that the answer to this question changes depending on what role you just lost with. Funny how that works, eh? I mean, when I lose as a hunter, I'm like, damn, Cypher Rush is insane. This is not fair. How am I supposed to deal with this? But when I win? Oh no! The game is perfectly balanced. Those survivors have skill issues. Veterans don't even question this anymore. We just accept that balanced discussions in Identity V are something only God knows the answer. Every now and then, there will always be someone in global chat writing a full doctoral thesis about how the game favors one side, and there will always be someone replying with skill issue, like that solves everything. For newcomers, this might be confusing. You log in and think, wait, which side is actually stronger? And the honest answer, yes. Trust me, after 6 years, you realize it's not about which side is stronger. It's about which side you just lost with 5 minutes ago. And eventually, you can say that this discussion is just another day in Identity 5. Random. One word that might not give any deep meaning in daily life, but clearly gives a life-threatening situation in IDV. That word alone can be the true definition of horror in this game, particularly for high tiers pursuing that one champion rank. I mean, when you play rank match as a survivor, you get the option to play with your friends, or with random teammates. When you play with your friends, that's cool. You can use your friend as a scapegoat for your skill issue. I did that. I know how that feels. It builds character. Mostly theirs. But then, one day, you have no friends anymore because they're tired of being blamed for everything, and now you are on your own. Who else to play with? That's right, random teammates. Playing with random teammates at some point feels like gambling. You sit there in a match with 3 people you didn't even know existed 2 minutes ago, and suddenly you're all thrown into a life or death situation where cooperation is required. No warm-up, No bonding arc, just pure survival instinct. Frankly speaking, it feels almost no different than playing Squid Game. Heck, even Squid Games is better perhaps. Anyway, how exactly do randoms become a horror element of IDV? Well, it's kinda obvious. You enter the match expecting your teammates to play like the Avengers, ready to save the world from destruction, but instead of Avengers, you get Teletubbies. You get that one Helena who confidently walks straight to the hunter, like she's offering herself as a peace treaty. You get that one naive Subedar whose elbow pads are used exclusively for escaping the hunters, never for rescuing. And you also get that one little girl whose job is teleporting. But not just teleporting, she teleports outside the game. That's right, she teleported and got disconnected. What a revolutionary strategy. It appears to me that, after playing with randoms for a while, you learn something important. When you queue with randoms, you can't simply expect to win the game. What you expect is for your sanity to stay intact after that one rank session. Victory becomes optional, as mental stability is the real achievement. It sounds scary, not gonna lie. But again, that's just another day in IDV. Newcomers might ask, why are my teammates like this? But when they grow up to be veterans and someone asks them the same question, they'll simply reply, first time?
First time.
Before you log into the game, the connection is perfectly, or, suspiciously stable. You can even download your totally illegal movie smoothly. Admit it, that has happened, right? Then you get into the game, chatting with people in English, one about various topics, ranging from how school was, to possible alien invasion. You check the overall ping. Still good. You confidently queue for a rank match with randoms. All good, the game is loading, still good, everything looks blessed. Then the match starts, and your gameplay is slightly affected by connection problems, but only slightly. So slightly that you convince yourself it's fine, manageable, overall, still good. It really feels like the game is gonna give you a green ping that day, right? Wrong. Because the moment you chase a survivor or meet that one terrifying hunter, your ping skyrockets to the sun and decides to build a house there. As a survivor, you try to vault that one window, and suddenly the game starts reconnecting. And then it crashes, forcing you to log in again. By the time you re-enter the match, it's already over. Over for you only, by the way. Not for your teammates, who will absolutely be waiting in post-match chat, ready to write a full paragraph about your, performance. As a hunter, it's no different. The moment you meet that one Ganji, your ping becomes redder than fine wine. You disconnect. You log back in. And every survivor is already dancing at the exit gate, which opened 2 minutes ago. They're spinning. They're emoting. They're celebrating your suffering. As for you? Well, you just stand there, staring at the screen, wondering if playing this game was the biggest mistake of your life. As a veteran, I don't even question it anymore. When that kind of thing happens, I just put the phone down, walk to the kitchen, and cook some Indomie while watching the scene unfold. As a survivor, there are times when you go into a match and suddenly see that one of your teammates bringing a flashy S-tier skin, or maybe even an SS-tier skin. Skins work like magic in this game, not gonna lie. For those who don't care about skins anymore, they're just pixels. Expensive pixels, but still pixels. But for others, better skins are intimidating. Your brain immediately starts connecting dots. This person is so invested in this character that they got the rare skin for them. That sounds logical, right? Who else would invest hundreds of dollars buying an SS tier skin aside from someone who is already good enough at playing that character? So in your mind you say, oh no, this person is definitely a pro. And then you start playing more carefully. You respect them. You assume they've been playing since beta. You mentally prepare to witness greatness. Then the match starts. They go down in 15 seconds. Just like that. Suddenly, the legendary S-tier aura disappears. The hunter didn't even have to try. The performance was so fast it felt like a speedrun tutorial on how not to kite. That's when you realize that better skins do not equal better skills. I I've had my fair share of ranking with that one SS tier Vera or Fiona who got knocked down before any cipher was even finished. The early respect I had instantly vanished, especially when their skin effects started giving me lag while I was trying to rescue them. At that point, I'm not even impressed anymore. I'm just struggling, technically and emotionally. On the contrary, I've also had matches with that one Luca wearing nothing but his default outfit. No accessory, no sparkle, nothing. And it turns out he's a kiting god. He kited 4 ciphers before finally going down, only to get back up because the 5th cipher was already primed. The hunter, after witnessing that masterpiece, probably questioned what kind of cheat engine that Luca is using and chose to surrender rather than spend another minute being publicly humiliated. Years of playing taught me one simple thing. Skins do not equal skills. You see a default skin hunter. No accessory, no special effect, no flashy animation. Just standing there quietly. And somehow, they destroy the entire team. Perfect blink timing, no wasted movement, mind games on another level. You don't even know what happened. You just know you're on a chair. In the end, it's just like the classic saying. Don't judge the book by its cover, especially not in Identity 5. In this game, sometimes you are the victim of the chaos happening. Other times, though, you are the chaos. Especially when you're treating this game as a personal vendetta against whatever is bugging your mind that day. Take this as an example. You play as Nightmare, who instead of becoming the nightmare for the survivors become your nightmare. You try to catch that Norton. You get looped, pallet stunned, again and again. You switch to Melly, stunned. You finally try to catch that one little girl, and she pallet stuns you one more time before sinking to Melly, turning it into double trouble. You finally knock that Norton down, thinking this is your redemption arc. But Frederick, who should be decoding peacefully somewhere, suddenly decides it's time for him to shine. He rescues like he's Naib Subdar. Perfect timing. Clean rescue. 4 survivors escape. And there you are, standing near the gate, watching all of them emote, spray graffiti, and politely invite you to chase them while they're already at full health. Deep in your heart, you swear they're toxic. You tell yourself you will never be like them. You are better than this. Then weeks pass, and now you're playing as barmaid, single-handedly handling a Michiko who looks like she just downloaded the game yesterday. 4-man escape, but not really escape, because nobody is leaving. Everyone is at the gate, dancing, spinning, graffiti everywhere. And you are included among them, because apparently, revenge has never tasted that sweet. As survivors, let's be honest, we've all had our bully moments. That one match where the hunter's clearly struggling. Missed blink, missed hit, wrong teleport. You can see the confusion in their movement. And instead of just leaving, what do? We stay at the gate. We dance. We emote. We wait until the very last second to leave, just to make sure they watch us celebrate. After years of playing, there's something I understand. IDV has a cycle of bullying. You get bullied, feeling resentful, and you bully someone else's retaliation on and on and on, making the cycle continues. At some point, I just got tired of complaining about it. So nowadays, when I become the victim of that cycle, I simply put the phone down, walk to the kitchen, cook a pack of Indomie, and start eating like nothing serious is happening. Because, well, there's nothing serious happened, right? It's just a game. Eat, play, sleep, rinse, and repeat. Now let's talk about one of the most humbling experiences in Identity 5, Terrorshock. If you've never been Terrorshocked before, you either just downloaded the game or you're lying. As a survivor, there's always that one moment. You're calm, you're confident, you see the window, and plan to gracefully vault over it. You calculate the distance and tell yourself, this is a free vault. The problem is, you either forget that the hunter has blink ready at any moment, or God simply decides that you need to be humbled. Because what happens next is that one sharp bell sound, followed by the red text written clearly across your screen, Terrorshock. Terrorshock is such a powerful mechanic in this game that even the most professional kiter can be left speechless after experiencing it. Apparently, no one is above character development. The worst part, however, is not even the hit itself. It's what comes after. Because apparently, Terrorshock can instantly become a cue for your teammate to send that lovely yo-yo message. When I first experienced Terrorshock, I thought it was fair. I was new. I got hit a lot. It made sense. Now, 6 years have passed, and I still get terror-shocked, even more often than before. At first I thought maybe it was my skill issue. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe the hunter was just better. Now, whenever I get terror-shocked, I have the best excuse available. Blame the ping. That's right! Blame the ping! Even if my ping is perfectly green. Even if deep down I know that was 100% my fault. Because accepting responsibility hurts more than the terror shock itself. That being said, let's not forget the other side. As a hunter, landing a terror shock feels almost illegal. You swing at the exact right moment and suddenly the survivor drops like their device disconnected. It's satisfying, it's dramatic. It feels like you just unlocked a hidden achievement. But as a survivor, it's public humiliation. One mistake, one greedy vault, one overconfident rescue. And just like that, the entire match shifts. After 6 years, I've learned something about Terrorshock. It's not just a gameplay mechanic. It's personal development. A message for every kiter to stay humble. And whether you're the one giving it or receiving it, trust me, it will happen again. Because, more often than not, in Identity 5, confidence lasts 2 seconds. Terrorshock, however, lasts forever in your memory. Most of us play this game expecting violence to happen in a split second, especially in rank. You enter the match with fingers sweating, eyes scanning everywhere, looking for the hunter's location and preparing to run at any moment. It feels like waiting for a math test at school. You know something bad is about to happen. You just don't know when. Still, on rare occasions, you meet that one hunter who is spinning, emoting from afar, throwing graffiti instead of tantrums, basically doing everything except their actual job. At first, you're confused. What is that one Jack doing, you ask? Meeting a friendly hunter, particularly in rank, feels like a blessing. That is, if you are new to the game. Veterans already know that sometimes it's a tactic used by suspicious hunters to bait survivors into lowering their guard, joining the dance, and decoding peacefully nearby. And the moment you decode confidently in front of them, they go in for a terror shock that left you in terror and shocked, physically and emotionally. That's why this game gives us trust issues, by the way. So veterans usually wait for a full minute before concluding that the hunter is truly friendly. It's even safer if there's that one clueless survivor decoding right next to the hunter. After observing for a while, you finally accept it. The hunter is friendly. You relax. You spin back, you dance, you farm points. It becomes one of those rare, wholesome matches that makes you forget the last 5 miserable ones. As a hunter, being friendly is also an experience. You spin. Survivors don't trust you. They scatter like pigeons. You have to prove yourself. You hit a chair or a cipher machine. You emote. You act harmless. Eventually, they gather around you like you're some kind of mascot. That is, until that one brave, brainless survivor with a flare gun decides to commit a crime. They shoot the friendly hunter. When that happens, the hunter usually stops being friendly. Which, honestly, is understandable. You tried to spread peace and got shot for it. Seriously, friendly hunter matches don't give you adrenaline, but they give you something else. Free rank points. So why would anyone shoot a friendly hunter? Still, it happens. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've even taken part in it by shooting that one Wu-Chang while he was being friendly. That ended up in me being the only one sent flying, by the way. In a game filled with cipher rush, pallet stuns, and constant headaches, that one peaceful match feels illegal in the best way possible. And for a brief moment, Identity 5 feels less like a battlefield and more like a very chaotic social gathering. For those of you who are still opening Postmatch chat, I give you one word. Bold. That's right. It's quite bold of you to open Postmatch chat, especially in rank, where Postmatch chat is basically just another word for a tweet war. Sometimes, the most powerful being in IDV matches is not the hunter, nor the survivor. It's the ones who suddenly become IDV pundits and certified match analysts after every rank game. For them, there is always something wrong with someone's gameplay. Seriously guys, the match ends, the defeat or victory screen fades in, and immediately, someone who thinks they're the pundit of every IDV match kicks in, commenting on our gameplay. Like, who are you? Gary Neville? It doesn't matter what just happened in the match. Maybe you kited 4 ciphers. Maybe you rescued twice. Maybe you primed too late because of lag. It doesn't matter. As soon as the chat opens, the analysis begins. You'll see messages asking why you didn't kite longer, why you decoded near the kiter, or even why you used a default skin instead of a flashy one. Apparently, everything is wrong for these people. And I hate to admit it, but they're always so detailed when typing it. So confident. So passionate. The problem is, sometimes the loudest analyst is the one who messed up the most. You get lectured on how to kite by that one perfumer who can't even perfume properly. You get shouted at by that one doctor whose full-time job was decoding the entire match. Heck, you even get told how to decode by someone who was away from keyboard while the rest of the team was suffering. It happens. When I was new, I used to defend myself. I explained my reasoning. I typed paragraphs. I tried to prove that I was not the problem. Now, however, when I get caught in one of those, or become the main topic, I just read. Go to the kitchen, cook another Indomie, and eat quietly. The end. Well, after 6 years, I've learned that post-match chat is not for discussion. It's for emotional release. Someone needs to blame someone. And if you're there, congratulations, buddy. You're a candidate. Of course, sometimes the analysis is valid. Sometimes you really did mess up. Maybe you were greedy. Maybe you mistimed the rescue. Maybe you thought you were the main character. But the real issue is the delivery. That's the real performance. New players might feel attacked, confused, embarrassed. Us veterans, though, we just left our phone or PC. And then we queue again. Because at the end of the day, no matter how detailed the analysis was, the next match will still be chaotic. See? Just another day in IDV. Those are several things I've experienced during my 6 years of playing this fancy game that claims to be a horror game. Of course, there are still lots of things left to uncover, such as the love-hate relationship with the game, where you uninstall and install it again, just like your relationship with your boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend. There's also that one moment when you decide to close the game, only to realize you actually close it the next morning. In any case, if you have more to say, feel free to share it in the comments section. This is Silmina, and see you next time!